What's up, guys? It's Khalib here once again, and we are finally going to do a tutorial on the OptiBore. Now, absolutely zero of you requested this in the comments, and I don't care because I was going to do it anyway. So, ha. But anyway, I have an announcement. This will be the last video we film with this crappy quality because I have gotten a PC. I'm going to hook it up, I'm going to get OptiCraft into a server, and I'm going to give you good quality videos with OBS. So, you're going to have to bear with me on this one because this is still going to be bad quality, but at least you'll get to learn how to build this tunnel bore, which is really just all you need. So, anyway, I'm going to break this down into a few simple parts, and then we will get on with the tutorial right now. So let's go. Alright, so my goal in this tutorial is to make it easy to understand for slimestone beginners and experts. Like me. Just kidding, I'm not an expert. But this is the machine I started off with. So, as you can see, it's very simple, and all that's happening is these are getting pushed forward first when it activates, because there are these two hidden observers. I know this can be compacted. I started off with a little something like this, but then I had to push this here because if the observer was here, it would lose its momentum. That's a no-no, grumpy face. But, yeah, so that's what I got for the starter part of it. And then, when this gets pulled, these observers both activate these pistons, but it also activates the sticky piston, which pulls this little extension here and pushes the observer over this piston, so the slime block just boops it on over. So we can show that again by activating it here. And this is really the starter machine. I actually first had this one, and this is actually a rebuild because I actually built the tunnel bore off the starter version of this, and I can't really remember what I did. But this is the original design, and I was going to launch it downwards like this, and then onto another extension where it'd get yeeted up and yeeted forward again, but that just won't do. That is unacceptable. So we had it shooting up, but yeah, this is really the basic concept of how it works. It's just that these get pushed forward first, and then the top slime block pushes a little later, so the TNT gets yeeted. But instead of this getting pushed immediately, this sticky piston instead goes into a bunch of delay, so that the TNT fires at the just right time to hit the stone. But yeah, with that, let's get on with the tutorial. So I'm going to provide a materials list for this build down in the description. It's not going to be approximate because I've probably lost track of things, and don't worry if you have like a little extra things or you need to go grab a few things. You're probably doing just fine with the build. Anyway, let's get on with it. So the first thing we're going to build is the Tnt Triggering. So we're just going to grab an observer and get a bit of distance away from this machine so I don't cause any catastrophe, as I tend to do. And then we're going to have a dispenser on top and a slime block on top. That's the basic layout. That's most of what you need to know. And then we're going to we'll go out a bit. We're going to put a piston there. We're going to delete this temporary block, put a piston there, and that's where these both get pushed forward. Now, we also need one up here to push the slime block forward. And then next to this, we need a block. We are now going to go behind these two pistons and put slime block, and then behind them, we are going to put an observer facing into here. Then we're going to grab another observer and face it right up in the bottom there. Then we're going to grab a sticky piston. The sticky piston will be mounted right up top, right up here. There it is, on its throne. Now we need to count out 2 blocks, 1, 2, and then we're going to do a bit of extensions. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1 sticky piston, 1 slime block, another 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 sticky piston, one slime block, and another sticky piston, and one slime block. And we're going to drag this slime block over here. And here's our little pulling extension. So this controls most of the timing for when the TNT will be shot. The next thing we're going to do is create some pushing extension. So we're going to count 1, and then temporary block, slime block, 2, temporary block, slime block, 3, temporary block, slime block, 4, temporary block, slime block, and 5 right here. And then into this block you've placed here, we need an observer, so right like that, and then we will have a piston facing right there. And that's really most of our delay, so now we need to wire it up. So for this, we're going to grab an observer and put this one into the side right here, sticking out like a wart. And then for the next one, we're gonna put it on top, and then we're going to do another on top, and another on top, and another on top, and another on top, and then, pretty sure this is the last one, another on top. We don't need one on this slime block because there's no observer to be triggered. There's no sticky piston to be triggered in front of it. Then we're going to go over here. We're going to put an observer down here. Then we're going to come over with a observer on top of this slime block, on top of this slime block, on top of this slime block, and on top of this slime block. So that's really the delay circuit wired up. And now comes the little tricky part with the little minecart man down here. So let's do that now. So what you're going to do for this part is you're going to come out 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. And what this will do is it will push the minecart and the player forward while this is getting pulled. So this part's really killing two birds with one stone. And then at the bottom we will have an observer and a piston, normal piston, not sticky. We will grab a wall and break this temporary block, and another wall right there. Then we'll grab our slime blocks once more. We'll put a slime block there, grab our wall once more, put the wall there. And now we shall put a detector rail there, and a normal rail right over there. Now we're going to go around to the back of the machine, and we're going to create a little backwards L shape right here. Then off of this L, we're going to go down 1 block, 2 block, and we'll fit a little observer boy in. Careful not to activate that observer. Just probably won't do anything major, but be just annoying if you do something stupid. And I've done something stupid, but luckily that's not too much of a stupid thing. The thing is only stupid if it's too much of a stupid thing. Then we're going to go sticky piston, slime block, sticky piston, 2 slime blocks, and 1 over. Off of this slime block, we are going to put a piston, and then a cobble wall, and then an observer, a block, and a piston. So usually when you're pushing observers with pistons, like say this wasn't here, and instead we had this part right here with a piston, and then straight into an observer, into a block, into a piston. This causes problems for some reason, because sometimes this piston will look like it's firing, it'll get triggered, but then it won't. So that's why we've got to have a little extra room right here, and then have our cobble wall. Cobble wall is a very good block in Slimestone, completely underrated. It keeps minecarts in, it activates observers if needed in tricky situations like these. It's just a good block. And then we're going to come over here, and we are going to place an observer right up there. and we're going to also get an observer right here. Don't do it how I did though, because I have activated the machine, and that is not what you want. So we're going to place our minecart and stop it. And the last thing you're going to do, the very last thing, is off of the slime block where the minecart sits, you're going to put one block. Because sometimes there is a gap between where the piston is and where the block is. And if you try to stop it at the wrong time, it could actually roll off the track. So this gives it less of a chance of just falling all the way down. Sometimes it'll glitch down if this block moves over too quickly, but usually you'll have time to get out of the minecart, pick it up, and replace it. Which is why that block there is sort of a unnecessary safety block. But really, that's it. It's a very simple machine, and now we shall grab some TNT and enjoy the fruits of our labor. So before you use it, one important thing to remember with this build is that, as with most tunnel borers, you definitely have to watch out for liquids and obsidian stuff. So lava isn't important if you build it at the right level. So just mess around with that in your world to see which level you should build it at. Haven't done much testing with that to see which gets the optimal amount of diamonds, but it's very important that you clear away any water or something, because if these observers get activated at the wrong time, machine go boom, very bad things happen. So we're going to put it here, we're going to roll the minecart over here, grab our trusty button, and then activate this. And watch stuff explode in front of us. And there you go, you have created a very simple tunnel bore. This can be compacted, and I definitely will later, but this is the starter tunnel bore we are using on the OptiCraft server. So it's a good tunnel bore. I've tested it for a number of hours, and I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, comment for the algorithm, and yeah, have a great day. And I will now stop this. You can't stop it during that gap, but I shall now stop it.